Hello there, and welcome to the show. And today I'm going to be talking about WWE Evolution. Evolution took place on July 13th, 2025, live from the State Farm Arena in Atlanta, Georgia. This was the second Evolution Premium Live event, the first one taking place in 2018, the second all-women's Premium Live event in WWE history. This show had an attendance of just over 8,300 people. Let's talk about it. This show started off with a triple threat match for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. Becky Lynch versus Bayley versus Lyra Valkyria. These three have been feuding since Money in the Bank, and we ended up with this triple threat match. Bayley attacked Lyra to start the match. Becky rolled up both for a 2 count. Lyra locked in a submission on Becky. Bayley hit a big boot on Lyra. Becky and Bayley threw Lyra into the announce table. Lyra hit a crossbody off the apron on Bayley. Exploder suplex on Bayley on the apron. Lyra hit a top rope crossbody on both Bayley and Becky. Becky hit a Northern Lights suplex, transitioned that into a Fisherman Buster for a pinfall, which Bayley broke up with a top rope elbow. That was a very impressive sequence. Becky hit a superplex on Bayley for a 2 count. Lyra hit a top rope leg drop on both Becky and Bayley, pinned Bayley for a 2 count. Becky hit a double DDT, pinned Lyra for 2. Becky hit a manhandle slam on Lyra. Bayley made the save at the 2 count. Bayley to belly on Becky. Lyra made the save. Lyra hit an enziguri on Bayley. Nightwing on Becky. Bayley broke it up at 2. Bayley hit the roast plant on Lyra. Becky rolled up Bayley for the win. Becky is still the Women's Intercontinental Champion. This was a very good match, a very good triple threat match to open the show. This was, in my opinion, the second best match of the night. The story between Becky and Lyra has been very good, and the way Bayley has been involved was also done very well. All three of them worked great in this match. This was a very good match, and this match was a nice continuation to the story that led into SummerSlam. This was a very good match, second best match of the night in my opinion. JC Jane versus Jordan Grace for the NXT Women's Championship. The winner of this match would challenge Masha Slamovich at Slammiversary for both the NXT Women's Championship and the TNA Knockouts Championship in a winner-takes-all match. Jordan Grace came out with Blake Monroe. JC Jane had Fatal Influence. Grace hit a German suplex and a suicide dive to start the match. Jane hit a neckbreaker for a 2 count. Grace hit a spinebuster. Grace hit a sit-out powerbomb for a 2 count. Jane hit a draping neckbreaker for a 2 count. Grace countered a big boot into the Fisherman Buster. Fallon Henley threw the NXT Women's Championship into the ring. Blake Monroe then headbutted Fallon Henley. Monroe hit Jasmine Nix with a forearm, and then Blake Monroe hit Jordan Grace in the back with the NXT Women's Championship belt, allowing JC Jane to take advantage. Rolling encore by JC Jane for the win. Jane retains the NXT Women's Championship. I gotta admit, I did not see this coming. Not the heel turn, because Blake Monroe as Mariah May in AEW. She did her best work as a heel. But the fact that Jordan Grace did not win the NXT Women's Championship, I was genuinely surprised by this. And another thing that I was genuinely surprised by was that at Slammiversary, JC Jane became a double champion. I was wrong about JC Jane. I thought she would have a very short championship reign, but now she's a double champion. So I will admit that I was wrong. This was a solid match for the NXT Women's Championship, and I'm looking forward to see where the story goes with Jordan Grace and Blake Monroe. Fatal 4-way match for the Women's Tag Team Championships. Judgment Day versus Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss versus Zarya and Sol Ruka versus the Kabuki Warriors. The story of this match primarily revolved around Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss, as well as Sol Ruka and Zarya. Kairi Sane and Roxanne Perez started this match. The Kabuki Warriors took control early over Roxanne Perez. Raquel then tagged in and took control over the Kabuki Warriors. Sol Ruka hit a springboard facebuster on Alexa Bliss for a 2 count. Charlotte Flair then tagged in and got the most positive reactions that she's received in years. Charlotte hit a crossbody on Judgment Day, spear on Roxanne Perez for a 2 count. Asuka hit a missile dropkick on Raquel. Zarya hit a double suplex on the Kabuki Warriors. Zarya speared Sol Ruka by accident. Charlotte Flair pulled Alexa Bliss out of the way, furthering the storylines with those two teams. Pop rocks on Charlotte Flair. Raquel powerbombed Alexa Bliss to the outside. And closing sequence, Raquel hit the Tejana Rana Bomb on Sol Ruka for the win. Judgment Day retained the Women's Tag Team Championships. This was a very good match and one of the best matches that's ever been contested for the Women's Tag Team Championships. This might legitimately be the best match ever for the Women's Tag Team Championships. This was a very good match. In my opinion, third best match of the night. Everyone in this match worked pretty well. This was a very good match. One of the best matches of the night. Tiffany Stratton versus Trish Stratus for the WWE Women's Championship. I was actually really surprised that this match took place in the middle of the show. I did not think it would be taking place in the middle of the show. Tiffany hit 2 snap suplexes on Trish. Trish hit a Hurricane Rana off the apron to the outside. Trish hit a Spinebuster for 2. Tiffany hit a Falcon Arrow for a 2 count. Tiffany hit a Swanton Bomb for a 2 count. Chick kick by Trish for a 2 count. Stratusfaction was countered. Prettiest moonsault ever was countered. Stratusfaction for a 2 count. Moonsault by Trish was countered by Tiffany. And closing sequence, Tiffany hit an Alabama Slam followed by the prettiest moonsault ever for the win. Tiffany Stratton retained the WWE Women's Championship. No surprise there. This was a fine match, but I was also really surprised at how short this match was. This match clocked in at 8.5 minutes. I thought this match would go a lot longer than 8 minutes. I thought this would at least get 15, maybe even 20 minutes. I was not expecting this match to go 8.5 minutes. That really surprised me. For an 8-minute match, this was pretty solid. Naomi versus Jade Cargill. No holds barred match. Bianca Belair was the special guest referee. The story behind this match has been building for the majority of this year. Naomi tried to attack Jade with the briefcase early on, but Jade took control. Jade hit a snap suplex on the outside. There was a moment where Naomi audibly called for a spear and then Jade immediately speared her. Naomi hit a bulldog on a steel chair, 2 count. Jade wrapped a chain around her hand and then punched Naomi. Jade then hit Naomi with a camera. Jade put a bin on Naomi and hit a big boot. Naomi kicked Jade into a TV, which sent sparks flying. Naomi hit a heat seeker on the apron. Naomi used a chair to push Jade off the apron through a table. Naomi hit a facebuster on a chair for a 2 count. Closing sequence of this match, Jade hit Jaded off the second turnbuckle through a table for the win. Jade Cargill beats Naomi. This was the inevitable outcome. Jade is going into SummerSlam to challenge Tiffany Stratton for the WWE Women's Championship. They're going to make her look as strong as possible going into that match. Naomi, I don't know why this has been the booking philosophy of WWE, but I don't know why they feel that the winner of the Money in the Bank briefcase can lose all their matches before their cash-in. This was a pretty good match. Bianca being the special guest referee for this match wraps up the storyline pretty nicely in my opinion. This was a pretty good no-holds-barred match. Evolution Battle Royal. The winner of this match would receive a Women's Championship match at Clash in Paris. The biggest shocker of this match to me was that everyone got an entrance. Usually with these battle royals on premium live events, you'd have the majority of the participants in the ring and only a small handful of people would make their entrances, like 2, 3, 5 max. Everyone in this match got an entrance. That was the biggest shocker of this match, in my opinion. Battle Royals, I mean, it's a Battle Royal. If you've seen one Battle Royal ever, you've seen every Battle Royal ever. They're all the same with the exception of a few spots here and there. The participants of this match were Tatum Paxley, Izzy Dame, Ivy Nile, Natalia, Maxine Dupree, Candice LeRae, Jada Parker, Kalani Jordan, Julia, B-Fab, Michin, Zelina Vega, Alba Fire, Lola Vice, Piper Niven, Chelsea Green, Nikki Bella, Nia Jax, Lash Legend, and Stephanie Vaquer. Stephanie and Julia had a stare down, flashback to their NXT feud. They exchanged some strikes. There was a running botch on commentary where Michael Cole kept referring to Candice LeRae as Candice Michelle. I don't know if that was like intentional as like a comedic bit or if he was actually botching it. Zelina Vega eliminated Julia. I'm assuming their feud for the United States Championship is still ongoing. The final 4 were Nikki Bella, Lash Legend, Nia Jax, and Stephanie Vaquer. Lash eliminated Nikki with a big boot. Stephanie and Lash eliminate Nia Jax together. Stephanie and Lash are the final 2 participants. And in a surprise to no one, Stephanie Vaquer eliminated Lash Legend to win the Evolution Battle Royal, and Stephanie will receive a Women's Championship match at Clash in Paris. Stephanie winning this match was a surprise to no one. She is one of the most over wrestlers in all of WWE. Stephanie Stephanie is great, legitimately one of the best wrestlers in the entire WWE women's division, probably in all of women's wrestling in the world right now. And in my opinion, she is absolutely winning that women's world championship at Clash in Paris. I cannot see how she doesn't win at Paris. Post-match, Stephanie McMahon came out to interview Stephanie Vicker. Stephanie cut a promo, and that was the Evolution Battle Royal. Like I mentioned, if you've seen one Battle Royal, you've seen every Battle Royal. This occupied some time, and it accomplished what it needed to do with Stephanie winning. Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley for the Women's World Championship. The story of this match was that Rhea Ripley has never beaten Io Sky. Rhea hit a forearm to counter a suicide dive. Io hit a moonsault to the outside. Rhea hit a jumping knee and threw Io off the apron to the announce table. That was impressive. Rhea dropped Io on the ropes for a 2 count. Rhea hit a drop kick to Io for a 2 count. Io hit a great tornado DDT. This was a phenomenal tornado DDT by Io. Io hit a 4-move combination followed by a suicide dive, a missile drop kick, and a Meteora for a 2 count. Io countered a German suplex attempt. Rhea Ripley then hit a combination of moves. Io hit a Poison Rana for a 2 count. Rhea hit Razor's Edge and a great sit-out powerbomb for a 2 count. Io hit a springboard missile dropkick on the referee. The springboard missile dropkick was incredible. Rhea hit Riptide, but there was no referee to make the count. Rhea hit Razor's Edge. They're now brawling in the crowd. Rhea dominated the majority of this brawl to start, and then Io hit a crossbody off of 2 road cases on Rhea. That was awesome. That was just awesome. There's no other word for it. Io Sky is great, and that spot, incredible. This was the turning point of the brawl. Io then took control from this point forward. Rhea threw Io into the announce table. Io hit an over the moonsault for a 2 count. Rhea hit a Spanish fly. Both women are down, and then Naomi's music hits. She runs to the ring and cashes in her Money in the Bank contract. This becomes a triple threat match. Naomi attacked Io with the briefcase, threw Rhea into the ring post. Split-legged moonsault on Io, and Naomi wins the triple threat match and becomes the new Women's World Champion. Prior to the cash-in, this was a great match between Rhea and Io. Legitimately best match of the night and one of the best women's matches in all of professional wrestling for 2025, and one of WWE's 3 best women's matches of the entire year, up there with the Elimination Chamber match and the Triple Threat Championship match at WrestleMania. The cash-in, to me, elevated this match and made it WWE's best women's match of 2025. This, in my opinion, no question, the best women's Money in the Bank cash-in of all time. The timing, the match, everything, how this came together was executed brilliantly by WWE. This was an incredible cash-in, the best women's Money in the Bank cash-in WWE has ever done, and Naomi more than earned this World Championship run. After the match ended, there was a show of respect between Rhea and Io as the show went off the air, and they paid their respects to the crowd, and that was Evolution. Overall, Evolution was a pretty good show. This show had a couple of good matches, especially the main event, which is legitimately one of WWE's best matches of the entire year, with the best women's Money in the Bank cash-in of all time. Evolution overall was a pretty good show, and that is all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to hit like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. You can follow me on Instagram at Said_2000, and I will see you on the next video. Till then, take care.